Vanakkam. Welcome to another edition of Indulge Express Auto. If you remember last time I had told you that we will bring another very interesting car, and you thought I say that every time, but this time the car is actually truly interesting. This is the new Mahindra battery electric vehicle. This one is called the BE6E. 6E, you could also interpret it as sexy, which I think this car definitely is. But this is a whole new direction the company is going in, a whole new design language. They're not picking up a conventional vehicle and just taking out the internal combustion engine and plonking in a motor or a battery. This is a car that is designed for EV purely and in its best iteration yet. A lot of technology in the car, a lot of connected technology. And when you think about a car like this and you look at the design is so futuristic. You have to understand one simple thing, that cars as we know it are changing, and we have to adapt to this changing time, changing form, changing function, a whole lot of stuff that is going on here that you see requires us to change our way of thinking and our mentality. So yes, we are going to talk a lot about the design language and everything else in the car. So join me and be with us. Don't turn that dial. Stay with us and we'll tell you more about this car as we go on. This, of course, we're looking at the front side of the car. Now, the very talented team of Mahindra Design, led by the great Pratap Bose, who I think is one of the best designers, not only from India but from around the world, had a simple brief to create a car that is desirable and had that wow feeling. He has achieved it, I think. He and his team, I would say, have achieved it, I think, in a rather large proportion. Because when you look at this front, it looks like a space shuttle to you. It looks like something you would love flying rather than driving. Of course, we'll come to the power and all later, which will tell you why it flies. But yes, look at this design here. And there's a lovely aerodynamic air scoop. You can actually put your hand through this. It's so beautiful looking. And I think that this gives a lot of character to the car. Cameras abound all, but these are the front view cameras for parking, etc. There's, of course, a full suite of ADAS, advanced driver assistance system. So you see a camera there as well. Uh, you have, of course, all your daytime running lights. You have LED headlights, LED fogs. So yes, we've gone LED in a big major way. Now let me show you the side profile and you will see that the car is futuristic. It's not a conventional ICE car, but a proper electric car. Looking at the side, you see that, these wheels are very aerodynamically designed. This one, of course, rides on 19-inch wheels. Uh, the design you see here is not a pure design, it is functional because it allows the air to flow properly through here. And of course, when you see the sort of, I love this black treatment here, the sort of dual tone, but not really kind of a treatment. But wanted to show you something very interesting here. That's when you unlock the car, you'll notice that the handle pops out. Now, this means you can hold it like this and open it like that. But you can, and when you lock it, of course, it goes back in. If you see this, I love this fact. But you can also open this with an NFC key card that you can get with this car. And we were talking about a new, completely new electrical architecture for this vehicle. That is the INGLO electric platform that Mahindra is now using. If you see the rear doors, of course, you open them. I have locked the car, so I'll unlock it, and you can open it from here. I find this design a little fussy, if you know what I mean. But and the rear window line comes down, tapers down very hard. But yeah, I mean, it keeps a very coupe kind of a look with the car, and you think there are no rear doors. But yes, you do have it here. It's a little fussy, I know, but different strokes for different folks. I am not very happy of door handles up here, but of course, let us come to the back. On the roof, you have these again air diffusers for proper aerodynamic airflow. And here, coming to the back, of course, the rear also looks very beautiful. I like this minimalist, uncluttered look here. This is, of course, the new Mahindra Infinity symbol for electric cars. Uh, you would see total LED lighting, including the DRLs, makes the car look amazingly beautiful. Of course, you have the sequential turn indicators, as you can see them over here. Little bit of a space here. I wonder why this is there. Does it mean in the future there'll be an additional stoplight here? I don't know. That's just speculation on my part. But maybe a stoplight could come here as well. One doesn't know. But of course, it has sensors at the back for air cross traffic alert and all of that. And what we normally talk about is the boot space in the car. So I'm going to show this to you. And normally it's an electric boot release, but somehow I don't think it likes me much, so it's not working properly. But hopefully we'll be able to close it better. Of course, you have quite a large boot space, given the fact that you have a flat low floor, and also given the fact that you can put in maybe couple of medium-sized suitcases or one large suitcases. A golf bag might be a little bit of an issue, but yes, you do have a lot of other space. You have a 12-volt AC socket here as well, and then below this you have your space saver spare wheel, and of course a little kit that comes with it. Overall, I'm not saying that there is a lot of space in the car, but what I'm saying is that it's reasonable for an average Indian family. You have enough. Let's see if the damn button works now. Oh yes, it does. So yes, I can prove to you that this is an electrically operated tailboot. So this is as far as the exteriors were concerned, but I assure you the interiors are just as interesting. So let's take a look at the interiors. The interiors are funky, if I was to say the least. Look at all these design elements, whether this swept up console with the air vents. Look at the design of the air vents. There's a nice olive green, sort of a soft touch fascia here, and black vents. And this the seat also. You can see it's a combination of leatherette. I really don't know why manufacturers don't give red leather these days, proper leather. But yeah, it's a combination of olive leatherette and fabric. Not a bad design if you ask me, but yes, you know what I am like. I would have preferred real leather in the cars. Of course, a lot of things to talk about, so let's keep moving. Could I start with the fact that there are two wireless chargers here? So if I keep my phone here, it will charge. If I keep my phone on this side, it will also charge. A very thoughtful thing for driver and front passenger. But there is only one bottle holder here. That's a bit of a miss. Plenty of space below in the console. What is lovely are these two amazing screens over here. This one, of course, is the center infotainment system and controls a lot of functions besides, of course, your normal infotainment, your music you play and stuff like that. Here, of course, being an electric car, one has to know that there will be no conventional analog gauges. What you have is a full digital driver display that gives you all the information at a glance, including your range, distance left, distance traveled so far, how much power. And you have a lot of new techniques like LKAS, AEBS, etc., etc., etc. I think for an oldie like me, it'll take some time to learn. But yes, over here, you have your gear changing as well as manual braking. You can change the driving modes through this. You have a wacky gear lever here, which you can press a button to go to park, but there's a park function here as well. Then you have start stop, and so here, of course, is a new rotary dial that these guys have come up with. It sort of aims to do what BMW did with iDrive, but you have physical buttons for manifestation here. Then you just select the function, whether you want audio, your HVAC, you want car control, so you just want to go home and turn the knob. It does the stuff over here. Very interesting. You have a fixed pane roof here. This does not open, but it has light elements, and you have a cover for this. But what I wanted to show you is something very interesting, besides, of course, the frameless internal rearview mirror. But something interesting I wanted to show you is when you open this, what do you expect to see? You expect to see a mirror, right? So this mirror, again, has two functions because it's a high-tech car. You can simply fold it one step and admire your glasses. However, if you want to see more of your handsome or your pretty face, then you just pull this down here like this, and you can see the light comes on and you can admire yourself, which I shouldn't at this point because I'm not something to be admired. But I'll close this. Interesting other touches. There is a sort of a video camera here. You know why this is there? This is there so that you can, if you do a video call or something, this will help you. Wow, that's forward thinking. Switches overhead like an airplane cockpit. Remember, we told you it looks like a space shuttle? Yes, it does. And you have switches here to make you feel that. Now, of course, there is a SOS switches, small things, small touches. There's a head up display, which I find very useful. Let's not forget this is the top model, so it comes with all these features. The lower models will not come with all these features, but it's nice to know. And there is a specially developed Harman Kardon sound system for the car. Now, the company claims 16 speakers, 15 channel amplifier, a combined output of 1400 watts, and let me tell you, it's really loud. Uh, they say that they did a benchmarking against some of the best systems, including Burmisters and Bowers and Wilkins and no, pardon me, not Bowers and Wilkins, but Bang and Olufsen and other Harman Kardon systems, and this comes out better. Well, we have played the music here. I would not be that optimistic. I would not say it is better than, let's say, a Burmester or a Harman Kardon that I've heard in some other brands of cars, which I shall not name now, or even a Bang& Olufsen for that example. But I do feel that in this segment, yes, it is the best sound system and it definitely plays loud. And if your music taste goes to something like more of bassy stuff and bhangra and all those things, then yes, it sounds pretty cool. Uh, World best, I would not go that far, but yes, it does have Dolby Atmos. You can listen to Dolby Atmos enabled tracks, but the thing about Dolby Atmos is only Apple Music has a few of those tracks. Spotify in India does not offer Dolby Atmos, and you can upmix, but you don't get that same effect. But anyway, I think I've rambled on too long about the sound system, which the company thinks it's good. Let me now sit in the back and give you a lowdown on how that is. So one of the advantages of being in an electric car is you get a flat floor. That is something one cannot deny. But yes, look at these headrests. They look really futuristic, right? And of course, you have a light here to help you read. I like these funky door handles, when you use this to open and this to close. Is it over designed? I think a little bit. I mean, I was getting confused initially when I got into the car because I was using this to pull the door close and it wouldn't close. And, stupid of me. But yes, it is a tad over designed in my opinion. But let's get to some useful space here. And these funky looking air vents, I mean, I really like them, but I mean, I think it was a little unnecessary, but yes, it's there. You have a handy storage space there, so if you have a mobile phone, you can just put it here. And what really gets my goat are these USB-C charging points, which are built into the back of this seat. I mean, wow. Does that look cool or what? You have a small point here. So, from the company will offer you uh, an entertainment device or a tablet or something type which you can fix here. Otherwise, you would have the option of fixing your own iPad and stuff like that. As I said, the upholstery theme continues still here. And of course, my favorite feature, the armrest is here, which is two small cup holders, not very big, but that's okay. The good thing is we get full 3-point rear seat belts at the back. And this, of course, this massive glass roof. It's pretty good. Legroom is pretty decent. Headroom is pretty good in spite of the fact that it's like a coupe line. But I personally feel that people who wear turbans and other taller ladies and gentlemen might find the space a little compromised, especially because, whatever roof space you have, then you have this cover for this massive panoramic fixed glass going all the way there. So, yes, I do think that the space here is a little compromised. But hey, that's okay because overall, she looks yummy. So, what do we do now? You know what we do? We have finished the interior, so let's take a look at the mechanicals. Why do I keep saying mechanicals? This thing is an electric car. But yes, let's finish that before we take it for a drive and then we give you our opinion. So let's take a look at what electric cars call the frunk or the front trunk. Of course, I must confess that I already popped the release lever. It's a little fidgety over here. And so here you have some interior space, around 150 liters of space. Obviously, you cannot see the electric motor and all because in this case, the electric motor is right at the back, and then there is the battery below. And yes, there is a caution sticker here which says that you should not exceed 35 kgs of stuff inside. Uh, not, not. I wouldn't call it class leading or too much of space, but yeah, a couple of shopping bags when you go out with the missus or someone else. But yeah, that's it. And then you have the windshield wash fill facility, and that's about it. So this is all you can see in this car. But let us take a look by going for a drive and seeing that, hey, does this really have the beans, or are we just joking? You know what I love most about electric cars? This. What that means, you saw that jerk? That jerk means the performance. I mean, performance on tap. A company claims a 0 to 100 time of 6.7 seconds. Dude, that's the kind of performance Ferraris and Lamborghinis used to have not so far back. And this electric car is doing just that. I mean, just think of it. Of course, there are a lot of other good factors to this car. When you want it to be totally silent, it's always totally silent. But when you want to be more silent, it is absolutely silent. No noise from outside coming in. There's a tremendous job that has been done of cabin isolation and sound suppression. Acres of space, the seats are comfortable, the car is super to drive. And I'm getting used to this steering wheel, cut on the top, cut on the bottom, and I think it's very good to hold and great to drive. Overall, I'm finding the driving experience to be fascinating, and I could tell you that if I was sitting at the back, I would have enjoyed that experience too. So whether you're single and willing to mingle, or you have a family and a double whammy, uh, this car is perfectly suited for you. I think it ticks most boxes. And whether you go for this one, which is the 6E, or there is another SUV version called the 9E, XEV, they call 9E, they call it. It's well suited for everything. So one of my favorite sentences always at the end of any show is, there you have it. So yes, there you have it. We have seen the car, we discussed it, we talked about tech in that car, and we drove it. All good. And I think that it's been a real revelation to us. Now, the main thing, the pricing of the car, that's significant. Mahindra has indicated that the 6E would start at 18.9 lakhs and your 9E would start at 21.9 lakhs. So, yeah, that's quite a price difference. And of course, features, different cars, different stuff. Overall, I would give this car as an electric car 9 out of 10 because I think it has all the features going for it. I hope you enjoyed being with me on this drive, and I sincerely hope you'll join me again to review another car. Till then, drive safe, buckle up, and I'll see you soon.